Obviously, it's to listen to these outstanding speeches, and mine. And there are a lot of great speakers that are here. But I'm asking you that question more down deep, inside. What's bringing you to Toastmasters? What is it that you're looking to say? For me, when I joined Toastmasters, I had no idea why I joined. My wife kept prodding me and kept asking me, oh, come on, join. And I was like, I'm not interested. It's not my thing. I don't have the time. But something along the lines changed. And I found myself drawn to actually want to join. And the motivation, there was something inside me that was pulling me along. And actually got me on this journey that brings me to you here today. Presenting my 10th speech. And a journey that as I look forward and I look at some of the objectives that are coming up, they're things that I've never dreamed of 6 months ago when I came here. And they're things that excite me, that inspire me. And in all honesty, bring a lot of fear to me too, because they're new, they're different. Why are you here? Mr. Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters, and honest guests. I'm going to be 50 in November. That's a big day for me. And it's usually a day a lot of people take to look back on their lives and see where they've been and sort of evaluate where things are. And I'm no different. I did the same thing. And I just look back, I think back to my youth, and don't get me wrong, I have a lot of fond memories from my youth. I had a good childhood. But there was a lot of conflict in the house as well. There was a lot of battling, yelling, arguing, bickering, slamming of doors. You know, you had people's personalities clashing with family members. And while it was never physical, for me, it was something that bothered me. It was something that, you know, inside created a lot of anxiety and a lot of stress in me. And you come up with different skills to help you cope with that. I learned how to narrow my focus, become very narrow-minded, so people could be yelling around me, the radio, TV could be on, and I'm completely oblivious. I'm focused on my work. Drives my wife crazy. She'll sit there, I'll be working on something, she'll say something, huh? You know, and she doesn't get it. I got really good at cleaning, because for me, I wound up in that environment, spending a lot of time in my room, cleaning, because it was my way to get security and have my world in order. It's also a good way to get compliments so I didn't become part of the conflict, get yelled at. My wife loves that aspect. But I also became a good actor. My first acting class I took this past spring, but I learned to play roles when I was a kid. I learned to be that person other people expected me to be. I learned to be the good son, the conscientious son, the helpful kid, the easygoing guy that gets along with everybody. I learned to be whatever role I felt they needed that kept me away from the conflict, that kept me in the good graces so that I wasn't part of all that stress and anxiety. And after a while, that can take a very heavy toll on you. And for me, what it wound up doing is I wound up taking my true self and how I felt and things that were important and putting it off to the side so that I could fill this role, so that I could stay in the good graces. And over time, that creates some very bad habits. And for me, it presented itself in anxiety and depression. When I heard that, I took a step back and I looked around my family and I was like, wow, it's not just me. I saw it in my whole family and realized it's bad in the family. And it manifested itself in very different ways. And everybody in the family handled it differently. Some people ignored it or denied that it was even a problem. Other people went on medication. Some people committed suicide. But for me, as weird as this is going to sound, it enlightened me. It was if somebody came and turned on a light switch. And now, the opponent that was invisible to me, that I was battling for 33 years, I could finally see. It was like having a puzzle, having not only all the pieces, but the picture of what you were building. A lot of things became very clear. And for me, it was enlightening. And I started getting books and literature and reading up on anxiety and stress and how it impacted me. I started following all the leaders out there that could speak on depression, and I followed the personal development experts like Tony Robbins and Bob Proctor, try and learn about this, how it happened and how I can improve myself. And I started to learn that all of these things played a huge role into who I was right now, into everything that I learned to become the person I am right now. to why I'm here and why I'm asking you, why are you here? I had the opportunity to go to a Tony Robbins event a couple of years ago. And it was at that point that all the puzzle pieces started to come together and I started to see the big picture. I started to realize how much fear impacted me. My fear of conflict, which still bothers me to this day, it's still a carryover, but my fear of conflict and just fear itself had such an impact on my life and the things that I never did that I was perfectly capable of doing. But even beyond that, I learned that how I thought and how I felt on the inside created the very life that I was living in. And I learned an even more important thing, is that if I could change how I thought and how I felt, I could change my life. And when I thought about it, in extension to that, I could help other people change their lives because of what I experienced and what I've learned. I've come to the point where I'm really comfortable with where I am right now. I'm actually very happy. I've learned so much from my past. I understand why I'm here. I would frequently ask the question, before this all came to light, why am I here? There's got to be more to life than what I'm doing. I was just going through the motions, going through the paces I was living to die sometime down the road. I didn't understand where the value was. What's the meaning? And after all that, I started to understand what my role was. I'm not shy to talk about my story anymore, about my past. I'm not shy at all. I'm just as if I'm talking to you now. Because what I find is when I talk about it, it frees me. It helps me to let go of the past. It empowers me and it enlightens me. But what I've also found is that as I tell my story, other people come to me and tell me theirs and share their experiences. So while when they speak to me and they let me know that I'm not alone, when I tell my story, it lets them know that they're not alone. And it gives me a feeling of value, of worth. And I start to understand where my role is. Where it's going to take me, I don't know. But I'm starting to understand why I'm here. And again, when I ask you, why are you here? What are your gifts? We all have special gifts and talents. Some things that are unique to all of us here. Our true selves, who we are. And we all have those gifts to offer to other people. It's a wonderful opportunity. Jim Carrey once gave a speech at a commencement address. And one of the things that he said was, life doesn't happen to us, it happens for us. And I thought about that for a long time. And for me, when I thought about it, I realized we all have gifts. We all have those innate talents inside us that can help others. And life happens to us. It presents itself to us to give us the opportunities to take those gifts and offer them to other people, to help others along the way, to do something bigger than us. There was a film out, a motivational film, Coach Carter. And in there's a little dialogue that goes on actually in the film, and I believe the quote actually came from Lady Marianne Williamson. And this is a long quote, and I'm really hoping I remember the whole thing. But it's not. It's our deepest fear is not that we're inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we're powerful beyond measure. It's our light, not our darkness, that most frightens us. Playing small does not serve the world. There's nothing enlightening in shrinking so that other people don't feel afraid around you. It's not just in some of us, it's in all of us. We were meant to shine like children do. And as we shine our light, it gives other people permission to do the same. And as we liberate ourselves from our own fears, by being present, we give others the ability to liberate theirs. It's such a powerful statement that what we do and what we have to offer can impact so many other people's lives. What is your gift? Why are you here? We all have something to offer other people, things that other people need.